This is a newer KTM 500 EXC. The newer ones don't come with an option for a Kickstarter, nor do they have a option to install it afterwards, because where it used to sit, it's gone. So you only have two options. You either do a bump start or you do the electric start. So if for some strange reason you're out riding and the battery takes a dump, or it just gets a little bit weak, and you don't have anyone around, or you're in terrain where you can't bump start, you're not going to pull out a Kickstarter and start this. So there was a guy online that hooked me up on giving me an idea to use the remote power packs. So I went ahead and modified this bike to do that. So what is that? Inside, I mounted this little bag on the back. Looks pretty good as far as streamline. It's not much taller than the seat. And then went ahead and cut the little things off the zippers so they don't sit there and rattle. And then inside I've got one of the power packs. This is one of the batteries. I think this one is a 250 amp crank, 500 peak lithium battery stored in there. And then underneath the side panel, I'm going to pull this out while I'm using the phone at the same time one-handed. These things are in there pretty good. So here's the adapter that goes in those power packs, and there's a part of a cord. It's got alligator clips type crap on it, so those I cut off. And anyone that uses the battery tender type plugs for when you're keeping your battery charged when you're not using your stuff, I went ahead and put one of those on the end, and then I tapped into the battery a plug, and the plug is sitting up in here. This adapter will plug into the battery pack. I used a piece of foam right here to keep it from rattling against the frame, and then there's a Velcro that runs the length of this underneath, stuck to the plaque, that holds this in place. And then the pigtail, the connector that will plug into the battery pigtail, is just wrapped up in some tape a little bit and then shoved up in this cavity. So you can see it really doesn't do much as far as restricting the air. It doesn't block any air. I think it's going to do pretty good as far as staying out of the elements, but in a pinch, if I crash a lot and kill the battery on this thing, I can just pop this remote thing out, plug it in there, and then go ahead and got my extra juice to get me going in an emergency. So hopefully someone will find this useful. I'm hoping that I never have to use it, but my gut is at some point in the future, I'm probably going to have to use this. I thought I'd show you guys the parts not installed on the bike, so it might be a little bit more understandable. So this is one of the battery packs. On-off switch on the end, USB for charger, and then the little icon there with a car hood on it. That's where this adapter goes. This adapter has reverse polarity on it, so if you hook it up wrong on the battery, you don't fry everything. And I would imagine it also has a overload protection in it. Comes with these clips, so what you need to do, is what I do anyway, is I get one of these cords. It's a 10 gauge wire. Looks just like the connectors you see on the battery tender units that allow you to keep a battery charged when you put it for long-term storage. So if you buy the 10 gauge wire one, you don't need to go to the 8, but this is a 10 gauge. Cut it in half, take the overload item, cut the clips off the end, take your new cord that you've cut, and then you're going to get it the correct length that you need. Probably don't need it that long if you're using it on a bike, and then you'll go ahead and I solder the wires together and then use a heat shield to protect them. And then the other end of the wire, once you cut it in half, I take that, and so it would be on like these ends, and put eyelets on it, and that way I attach it straight to the battery. And I just use enough cord length to where it goes on the KTMs, where it goes from the battery underneath the seat area through the wire harnesses and dumps into the air filter area. So I don't make it very long. Anyway, if you guys got any questions or want any of the links on any of this crap, drop me a comment. Have a good one, guys.